Boo boo doo doo. Beat goes on, beat goes on, beat goes on. All right. Well, here we are. Let's talk a little bit about the supply situation that is occurring in the United States. There are numerous threads going out like an explosion. And also, I'm just too stupid to really, and just too frankly retarded to explain it all. So I'm just going to do what I can. Is that a large part of this is to blame for just-in-time production. Now, of course, like I said, we can get into the whole history of that, but basically just-in-time is literally what the name is. It's just in time. It's only you produce enough of what you need at that moment and then send it out. You have no leftover stock so that, you're not paying for overhead of, some warehouse and whatnot, because obviously if it's in a warehouse, you're paying money into it and it's becoming a money trap. That's part of the issue. Another part of the issue, of course, is the lack of people that are there willing to work. Some of this is due to the vaccine. Some of this is due for other reasons. There's a lot of issues that I think people are really going to be digging into later on. Now, for me, I haven't seen much of it because I don't really go outside that much. So I can't really speak on seeing it directly. I did see a little bit when I went to Aldi how it was a little bit lower, but, the freezer was, a bit empty, but Anywho, I think that, this is a sign of things to come. I saw a tweet, of course, from this guy, Carl Baher, and I vaguely heard this name before when I was on Twitter. But all I need to see was, oh, he does stuff for Jacobin magazine. Okay. All right. But I think that he's kind of promoting sort of an accelerationist point of view. I think he's like, yeah, it's a good thing that, Americans don't have as much food, this and that, and waiting in bread lines and stuff like that. It builds character. And I'm not going to sit here and pile onto him. Take it for what it is. Meh. Well, let's continue on down this thread, though. Let's continue on down. A sign of things to come. The United States has hit numerous points that are very similar to the Soviet Union. Whether it's pulling out of Afghanistan, whether it's the corruption, the abuse of the system, the abuse that the system does to its ordinary people, the lethargy that is set in, and the full-throated and full-throttled march to, this sort of, we need to accept, the LGBTQIA sort of stuff, and we need to, crack down on any sort of resistance to the system. We see the infrastructure collapsing. We see massive amounts of people not being able to work anymore. We see climate crisis headed towards us. And ultimately, the system is simply providing shims to a building that is about to collapse. Now, I've talked a lot about collapse, and I have my own views of things. I have no idea how bad it's going to be. I'll probably die within that collapse. I just hope it's going to be quick. I don't even say that as I want to. It's more of a, let's look at the reality of it. If I do survive, I will simply be somebody who is probably going to be like a lot of folks who just wants to survive. and who doesn't really have any loyalty to any particular person or any particular system, as most people will do. I mean, we can all live in the fantasy that, people have, where it's like, yeah, there's gonna be manor buns everywhere and stuff like that, bro. Yeah, start a manor bun, work out, bro. It's just like most people, it's not gonna be like that. It's not going to be like that. There's going to be roving gangs, absolutely, but it's going to be a different situation, I think. So this is a sign to come. It's all it is. It's a sign of things to come, of where this country is going. I would hope that regionalism will intervene, and I hope that I hope that these things make sense. And that you have to understand that this is where it's going. There's going to be some sort of massive change. I'll put it that way. A massive structural change. I'm going to put it that way. Instead of collapse or balkanization, there's going to be a massive structural change that will occur in the United States. There is no way that the system as it is, even with all the massive social changes that it is trying to implement, or at least give lip service to, is going to change that. People can cope all day about whatever system you want to, whether it's the Soviet Union, whether it's even the czars, the czars in Russia. Before that, or whatever system it is, and you can cope all day. Well, they were making changes. They were reforms to the system. It didn't make a difference. Ultimately, the situation happened. The U.S. is not in a position to meet all the demands of the people. And the fact is, it can barely hang on to the system that they created. The massive shipping, the keeping restaurants open, the just getting the basic needs. They aren't providing. I'm sorry, I'm getting real schizo. I'm sorry, I apologize. I got to get outside and work out a little bit more and try to clear my head. So hopefully I'll do that, so I can make some at least slightly better quality videos. But beyond that, though, it's a sign of things to come. That's all it is. Where is it going to go? I have no idea. I don't have a crystal ball. And of course, people say that, and I've talked about it, but we will see where things go. I don't have any prediction. I mean, I'm not going to be a ideologue who thinks that this side will win or that side will win. I think that elements of those sides will win, but ultimately they're never going to get. They're not going to whole cloth win. Whatever that means, whether it's so-called right wing, so-called left wing, whether you're a Maoist or whatever, you can make it work. But yeah, I think that's all I got. So hopefully y'all enjoy that. See you later. Goodbye.